Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Carly here. This week we were joined by Ace and Katelyn of Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided, and Shit Talk. For a fever dream of Brown family drama, we talked about shared investment opportunities, the potential for a Brown family band, and Cody's newfound love for cycling. Hope you enjoy the episode as much as we enjoyed recording it. And remember that starting next episode, we'll be dropping our recaps on Monday mornings. So be sure to tune in for the season premiere of season 19 of Sister Wives on Sunday, September 15th. See you then. Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And today we are joined by two very special guests. We have Ace and Katelyn here from Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided, and the Shit Talk podcast.
Welcome to the show.
To hear
Hello.
you guys say special guest, it feels good.
That's what we're going for. Yeah, going for the special guest. This is nice.
Very special.
Very special.
Very special.
The
Wow.
most special, right? Just kidding.
Of any guest you've had, it's like,
just lie to us and say,
yeah,
you're your
that's the
favorite.
thing is like, I'm just so fixated on people liking me and wanting to be people's favorite. Like, I was such a kiss ass in school growing up. Like, I just want you to like me. And so I was nervous about doing this because
He's
I
like,
was
I
like,
hope they like me.
I was like, they fucking hate me. They think I'm so fucking stupid.
No.
No,
my gosh.
this has been long overdue. That's what we were saying. This has been probably, I don't even know how many attempts there were initially, but it was just like always something coming up where it was just
Yeah.
like, oh no.
We're holding things together over here with like glue and paper clips.
We are flying by the seat of our pants leading up to this
Yeah.
season premiere, let me tell you.
well, we're like the command strip crew. Like
Oh,
we hold
yeah.
everything together with the command strip that falls off the wall. So
Yeah, we've used a lot of command trips in our life, and
we have
that's-
art just falling off the walls. Like you just hear a bang and it's gone.
Can you imagine if we had Cody and Robin's house and all that artwork? We would put that up with command strips, and it would just be destroyed.
It's way too heavy for that.
Do you think that they were using nails? Are they reinforced?
Oh, I think they
Oh.
spent so much money hiring a task rabbit to come over and hang those.
There's
For
no
each
way
one.
Cody was hanging
Yes.
those.
No, yeah. Each art was like,
Individual.
oh, we need a new person to come over
Mhm.
and hang it.
So we did see a listing in Flagstaff that already has a lot of artwork on the walls. Some of it is on the ceilings. And I just feel in my bones that that's the house that they're going to purchase because
Maybe.
they already have places to hang everything.
They're like, can you leave the nails?
Just leave it as is. Yeah, we will replace the art. I know. I feel like that was the problem with the She-Ra Chateau. It was almost like a game of Tetris, where once they
Mhm.
filled up the walls, then the art was just going to all disappear because
Yeah.
there was just
I've
too
never
much.
I've never seen someone stack like I'm gonna do a piece of art here and then on the top and then all the way to the ceiling. That looks good. Like just all different sizes. It was so
I'm not,
interesting.
listen, I don't claim to be a Chip and Joanna Gaines, but I have never seen artwork just like an inch below the roof line, like the ceiling. That's impressive.
And I'm telling you, that's what was in this other house. That's why I just feel like they could naturally walk in there and envision themselves living there because it was very similar. They had it above the door frames. I've never seen anything like that. I don't know if that's a Flagstaff specific thing, but it's odd to have now seen it in two houses.
You'll have
you
to send us the listing because I'm sure they felt at home when they got
Yeah,
there.
for sure. Have you heard the theories though that Cody and Robin are hiding their money in their artwork?
Yes, I think at one point we may have contributed to
Made
starting
that.
that rumor.
It didn't start it, but yeah, I think we were offering that as a suggestion. It felt like a manosphere solution to divorce for Cody, but then I think it eventually rolled into a retirement option for Robin, where it's better to have an asset that I've spent money on. It won't depreciate in value. You won't lose value to inflation year over year, compounding interest and losses. I feel like she's
See, and
really
this
big on the numbers.
This is how we know you guys are smarter than us.
Yeah, because it was over our heads. And
we
I
were
also
like-
don't
I
know
mean-
that anyone would buy it.
us doing our taxes is just a whirlwind of a time. Like, and it's all on QuickBooks. So by the hard task is just labeling what expenses are and stuff. I never would have crossed our minds like, oh, this is a way like rich people hide their money. Like, no. Never.
No.
We're too stupid for that.
No, now that we've seen the statues, I'm even more convinced.
Because those are newly acquired. Like, because they've been filming in the house during COVID too, and they were nowhere to be seen. So it seems like it's a more recent development with the statues, the bears.
I was
The
blown
bears.
away to see that those ugly bears were like $3,000 a piece. Where do you even find them?
Some of them were like 8,000 a piece.
Aren't they? They just look like they're wood. They're just like
Can I say something?
I'm way too cheap for that. I'd be like, that looks like it should be $10.
I can't do it.
No way.
Bought a piece of U.S. American history, and it is the little white sports car of Cody Brown for $5,000. You're telling me I could buy a Lexus convertible that is
That runs.
that runs, and
And the air conditioning works.
it didn't have brakes in it. The brakes were just gone. They didn't have any brakes. But
Which wife cut the
Five-
brakes? Do you know?
Janelle. She slipped them out.
It's probably Janelle, yeah.
But like, actually, no.
No.
That's
No,
Mary.
no.
That's Mary.
That is a Mary move.
Janelle was like, I'm not going to get down on the floor.
Yeah,
to get
Janelle's
those
like,
out.
that's a lot of work to get those
I'm
out.
not going to do that.
But I'm just like, or you could buy a little bear that's gonna sit on this dresser. Like, that's wild to me.
In a purple room.
Oh,
the
so
purple.
much purple.
The purple.
The particular shade. Okay, we have to talk about, though, the biggest piece in the room, the most important piece, the sex dungeon couch.
Yes,
Mm.
which
Which people said was in the original listing. That was a piece left behind.
but not with the fabric.
But
over
they
it.
added this purple slipcover.
Oh, well, that begs a question of why did they need the slipcover?
right.
Yeah.
Carly, have you ever been someone whose favorite color was purple?
No. No.
Okay, good.
Okay,
We
then
can
I feel like I
continue.
can trust you. Okay, there's just something about people who love purple so much, but it's like, how do you go? Like, I always imagine a room, like when I decorate a room or I imagine a room, I always think about, what if I'm sick in this room? How am I going to feel? And the
Sicker?
purple is going to make me more sick.
Yes,
Yeah.
worse.
Oh my God.
I don't think I love anything enough to decorate the room in that way. No color, no fabric, no pattern. I don't like anything enough to have that much of it in my face at any given time.
No. And what surprises me is like they love the color purple, but they didn't paint the walls purple or anything. They just left whatever colors were there and just decorated the purple.
It was very rental ready. Like, it was like, oh, we moved in, we rent this house, so we can't do anything other than we'll have to patch up 9,000 nail holes. But like, they didn't change anything about the actual house.
Whoever does purchase it should put that in the contract that they have to patch all the holes because that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, imagine the
And if
poor-
Cody did do it, there's like 6 nail holes before the one that worked.
watch it, okay? Because we know that I've tried hanging some stuff and I've not hit some studs and stuff. It happens to the best of us.
I am also surprised that Cody, the manly man, you know, part of the manosphere, he's okay with the purple bedroom.
Yes.
Like
Well,
that
yeah.
does shock me that he's like not like no, I can't have a purple bedroom. I'm a man.
I don't even know if I could keep an erection in that room. Like, just to be completely honest, like, it's so purple. It's so bad. It's disgusting.
We had people who were saying it was so much like just a lot of things about the virtual walkthrough and things on the listing where it was very much like the dinner party episode of The Office, where we had it was the TV that was, the plasma that you could
yes.
press back in if there's too much room, if you have too many people there. And then I think that was what was the other one?
The little couch, is he
Oh.
sleeping on that in the
Yeah.
room?
Is he curled
Yes.
up on that like Michael Scott at the foot of the bed?
This is so wild because you have no idea how many times I reference that episode in my everyday life on the podcast. Like, that is my Roman Empire, is that episode of The Office.
It's so good.
The Corona light in the closet?
Corona light. Yeah, because that was like the beer maid.
We gotta hide that somewhere.
For people who apparently don't drink,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, interesting. That's-
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he had another beer light up sign at some point too, a different kind.
yes,
It was on
Yeah.
their nightstand in Vegas when Robin remodeled.
Very
the room.
romantic.
Yes, it's.
I
it's
wonder if
the
he
ambiance.
sold that sign. Is
I
that what it is?
I just have to call up my neon guy. I got a great neon guy. Who's owning neon signs anymore?
I feel like that'd be a big Vegas thing, but there would be no market outside of that.
Yeah, so to
Okay.
drag it to Flagstaff is just like, why? Why are you
and to
doing
decorate your closet with it? Like,
Okay.
who's decorating their closet?
That's a good point. What's happening in the closet?
Yeah.
The closet made me uncomfortable. Had to have a glass door, exterior door in your closet. That makes me nervous too.
And it's like perfectly in line with the front door. So like your UPS man might be coming up and being like, "Oh, I maybe not that door. Maybe I leave it at this
As
door."
you're changing in the closet, or it's the perfect door for a killer to come through. Like we've watched too many Datelines.
That's
I don't
true.
want someone coming through my closet to murder me.
Can you imagine just like you walk up on that door and you see Cody just bare-assed getting dressed? Oh, Lord. But remove all of the purple from the bedroom. That bed frame is, I mean, it looked like it belonged in
It's
a
very
cheap
Vegas.
Vegas hotel where you don't know if you're going to get out the next day. Like it was the ugliest, nastiest bed I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was very Marie Antoinette. There was something. I think that's the vibe she's going for, though.
Oh, do you
No.
think that's what it is? She's like, it's like Bridgerton. She thinks it's fancy, and we're all like, it's so cheap and tacky. And
I
she's like,
do.
it's
She's
pretty.
buying things. Well, it's amazing how you can buy things that are new that look so old
And cheap.
and cheap simultaneously while paying ridiculous amounts for that. So
Yeah, as a Maxinista, I like to think I like to buy cheap shit that looks expensive. You know,
Yeah. I haven't looked up the bed, but I would like to because I'm sure there's only one made. Like,
One
I'm
of
sure
a
it's
kind.
pretty easy to find a silver tufted
yeah.
headboard, you know?
Mm.
So if we're talking, from a monetary standpoint, I know you guys were running some numbers too of what do you think it would take? Maybe if we reduce the risk and you make a joint venture out of this, what do you think it is
Okay.
Okay.
to reel in the 1.6 million to go ahead and make an offer?
See, the problem wasn't in raising the money for a down payment on it. It's that you can run into a lot of situations where I feel like people are going to cancel and they're going to be like, actually, I'm not coming. Because it is, I mean, that house is just, it's so much work. And they've not done a lick of it while they've lived there.
Of
They've
course
just
not.
basically said, you
No
know what?
upkeep.
Let's just leave the work to whoever's going to own this house next after us.
But I think it's a good idea. We have a built-in like people who want to come stay.
Yes.
And if we can join both of our podcasts together, I think we have a lot of people
So we
who
got it.
would like to. And if we make people stay there together, like a B&B, and they just get a room, we could do even better.
That's why I think we leave Flagstaff, we buy the Lehigh home. It's going to be a cheaper price point.
Yep.
And then you have 3 apartments that you can be renting out.
Even better. More privacy.
Mhm.
Exact. But it's up to you guys whether you open doors or not. Like Mary asks you not to, you have to go around the outside. That's the way that it works.
No walking through Mary's part in the middle there.
Mhm.
No. Yeah, outside.
And it's a lot cheaper to furnish it back to how it was because they didn't
Yes.
have much furniture in that house. And like decorating, we just draw on the walls in Maddie's room. Things like that are easier.
Yes.
Well, Janelle probably still has that furniture, so we just have to, go there on bulk day, and then maybe we'll be able to grab it.
We just have to find her storage unit.
Yes.
Maybe we could do like a storage wars thing and buy her unit.
Yeah.
You know,
that would-
she's
could
probably
you
moving to North
imagine?
Carolina, so I bet she's looking to free it up.
That's true. She doesn't want to move that stuff.
No.
So I think that's kind of where we put our focus is the Lehigh home.
Yeah.
I
That
think
makes
we're
sense.
moving on.
I think we can put together a pretty good Shark Tank pitch to make
Maybe
that.
we go to the owners now and ask if we can buy it off the market, you know? Maybe they
Well-
haven't thought about leaving.
Yes. And, here's the thing. Did we meet the current owners? Yes. Did we go inside the house? Yes. But I think she liked us, I don't know if she's going to get her sister wife and her husband on board, but she liked us. So I think that we have an in already.
It's
We
still
could make it
authentic to the original floor plan. Like they didn't remove anything.
No.
No, but there is a monumental amount of shit
Well, that
in the
makes
house
sense.
now. And
It's going to be a lot to clear out.
I mean, if Mary walked in that home right now, to know how pristine she left it, to see it now, she would not be happy.
I
You
think
would
there's-
see Scary Mary for sure.
There's probably stuff that they left from the Flea move that's still piled up at the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Got- Gotta
Did you just
be.
call it the flea high? I
The
love that.
Flea move, yes. It's an
The
emergency.
dramatic running of the U-Hauls and shoving them.
The fire truck sirens that scared them. They thought it was police, but they don't know the difference between emergency vehicle sounds.
Oh, God.
That scene brings me so much joy.
Here's the best part, though, is like, that the cameras didn't actually pick up the emergency vehicle sirens. So Puddle Monkey went in and added those over, and they picked an emergency vehicle sound. They didn't pick a police siren. That's the beauty of all of that.
The magic of television.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, as far as reasoning would go for the She-Ra Chateau and having that up on the market, based on the footage that we've seen for season 19, do you think that maybe it was because Cody is trying to find an area that's more bike friendly that he can cycle on? Because we know he's aggressively getting into cycling because he does everything aggressively.
I think
someone also suggested maybe they're getting horse property. We did see them on a horse.
We've also
were
wondered
thinking.
that, that could be a way to keep Aurora home for a little longer.
Yes,
You're right.
have you ever seen?
She probably needs a music studio. I bet that's what they're looking for.
Bet you look on Zillow, you type in recording studio.
You're right.
And
Flagstaff.
The rest is still unwritten. Have you ever seen two grown adults split a horse like that?
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't like horses, so I'm not around horses, but like I don't think it's normal for two adults to go splitsy on a horse. It seems like a lot of weight on the horse.
I'm surprised they weren't going bareback, though. They were in the saddle. They were sharing the saddle, which, yeah.
Oh,
That
how'd they
seems like
both
a
get in the saddle?
Tight fit. Well, maybe Cody had it up his butt.
He was on the
On
the horn.
Back to the cycling though. I think that, to be such an avid cycler, I feel like he would want to stay out there because he's got lots of hills and valleys to go through. He could be, Tour de France pretty soon, the next Lance Armstrong. I think that he could
I think
from
Cody
being
got
out
on a bike one time and filmed it, and that was it. He loves to pick up a hobby for a day.
Well,
He's like you. He buys everything for the hobby, and then it's done in one day after he gets all the stuff.
I'm not even offended because that is true.
It
But-
sounds familiar over here, too.
80, whoa.
You gotta get all the stuff first.
Whoa.
Corey,
No,
do you
I
also
think-
have ADHD?
Yeah, well, probably. And never diagnosed, but,
Okay.
I can self-diagnose all I want. So
Yeah.
can't tell me what I got. I'll tell me what I got. No, I think Carly has looked in my office before, stood in there and looked around and said, "You come with a lot of stuff." And I think that's how it's been
I didn't
summarized.
expect that.
That's how it's been summarized previously.
Yeah.
It makes
I
sense.
get it. I resonate
A lot of
with
broken
that.
dreams.
Yes. A lot of just left dreams, much like Coyote Pass.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Land of broken promises.
Mhm.
My. Well,
Sip.
I think at least they're not selling that yet,
Yes,
from what we can
yet.
see from public record stuff. But do we think, how much do we think is Cody's mood and personality has significantly changed over the past few
Yes.
seasons? And a lot of it started with the move to Flagstaff. So we were kind of trying to back into what else happened as part of that change, because you can't point to Robin joining the family because that's very upsetting for Robin. Obviously, we can't bring that up anytime before the family, like she was, obviously. So Prairie Dog Plague has come up as an option for us. I think that's what we've kind of been investigating a little bit, where now we're questioning if they even had COVID. They might have just had Prairie Dog Plague or
The mold.
the mold
The
problem.
mold in the house.
They have the...
We've been saying mold for a long
That's
time
been our
because I'm like,
theory.
Robin just, even like she got there and she wasn't bright before, but like she's so
She really
dim
went
now.
downhill.
And I look at Solomon and I know he's eating a lot of corn dogs, but like he's very, very malnourished and something's eating them alive in that house.
The brain fog is bad, and I
Brain
think that's
fog.
like a big sign of mold.
But
Yeah.
Yes.
people said the brain fog doesn't leave you even if you leave the mold. So
So she's leaving the mold, but it's going to stay with her.
So how
The damage is
early
done.
in Robin's life did she get exposed to mold then? Is my question.
They must have had it in the Vegas house as well as this house.
maybe
fog
she
never
is
leaves.
the mold. Like, yeah, She's what she's been to the family.
Well, I was worried. Yeah, the plague symptoms too, where it was like fever, chills, swollen lymph nodes, and it was like, who does that sound like?
Yeah.
It sounds like a couple of people that I know.
Sounds like neck. Also
Maybe it's a mix. Maybe she's got multiple things going on.
I also wonder though, like when Cody got to Flagstaff, did he find a hormone replacement doctor? Because he's got to be on the testosterone. He's angry and his face has changed shape,
His eyes have changed
his
color.
eyes have changed color. Like he's just a different person.
That is another symptom of mold as well. Is symptoms that resemble hormone imbalances. That is listed on there too.
Okay.
Hair
It's
loss.
the mold.
That's
well,
all
the
in
hair
there.
has been losing for a while.
Again, yeah. When was Cody's mold exposure? Then can we trace that back? It might be pre-Flagstaff.
He did start getting angrier in Flagstaff.
Oh my God.
I think it's the mold.
Hold on a second. We know that when they moved to Flagstaff, remember him and Mary had that big fight over the contractors because they had to redo the bathroom in her apartment because of a leak. So they were living with mold even in Lehigh.
Oh yeah.
See,
It's
it's
adding
been
up.
going on for a while.
Well, now I'm going to go ahead and retract my offer to purchase the Lehigh house with you guys based on the
exactly.
mold results that we've just discovered here today.
But here's the thing, though. I think that if you're renting it as an Airbnb, it's short-lived. You're in and out.
No one's gonna be affected by the mold at our Airbnb.
No. Yeah.
You probably
need
have to stay
long-term
there a couple
exposure.
weeks.
It's a long,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be fine. We don't even need to fix it.
A little short-term situation is fine.
We want it to be authentic.
Yes.
You know?
I wonder if they could is that something that you could go to your homeowner's insurance and say, look what happened to me?
Oh.
I
Is
need
that
a
how they're gonna
payout?
do
Do
money
you
for
think
the
that
new
they've
house?
listen? The house is not in the best shape. I don't know if they have homeowners insurance. It seems like they've not made a claim. Because lots of stuff is broken in that home.
So they're gonna purchase the new McMansion from their homeowners insurance and their art. They're gonna start. So we need to check Facebook Marketplace in Flagstaff and start picking up the art. We could decorate our office in it.
I also think in trying to make the current She-Ra Chateau into an Airbnb, it's like, well, the authenticness is the artwork. Obviously, we could never afford that. So it's like, we're going to have to be like at Kinko's doing like a printed version of what we find online on like Google Images.
Or yeah, if you're just checking Facebook Marketplace, if you stay up with that, then you'll just meet up with Robin. I'm sure you can set Costco as the meetup location where you can have that transaction. It's a public location. Corn dogs aside, digestive issues, guys, that's mold too. That's on here, especially limited tolerance to food and persistent bloating. That's all. It's on the list. I'm just saying.
Robin would be like trading the artwork for like Kohl's Cash. Or,
Oh, yeah.
Like she's like, do you have another floral blouse? I'll trade you this whole bear statue for it.
The Macy's collection. Yeah, it's just, here's a whole rack of it.
Or I bet if you went on Facebook Marketplace and you were selling what's his name? The Christmas town.
Oh, Dickens
the
Village.
Charles
Charles
Dickens Village.
Dickens.
Yeah,
Yes, if you have Dickens Village stuff, she might do a trade.
you're right.
Robin's
Front
always going to
porch.
get her hands on the Dickens. Right. We know that. We know that from experience.
Yeah, that is true. She's got a good hand with that.
But we do have, well, what is it? We had some other news that was wildly overshadowed by the She-Ra Chateau going up for sale, which was Mary's B&B. So, we were talking about our potential B&B business. Maybe we should
Yes.
go to the pro here and see how it's done. But we can't because she's shut her down. It is all boarded up right now for renovations.
Boarded
Do
up's
we
a
think
little
she's gonna go
exaggerated.
Well, not boarded up, but
Steampunk? Is she gonna do steampunk?
Ooh, instead of
Oh.
As long as
theme.
there's not a circle, I think she'll be fine.
Okay.
She doesn't like circles. I just think, okay,
I'm sad we didn't stay while it was in its original state. It was
here's-
a very missed opportunity.
I feel like we're going to open it and there's not going to be any noticeable renovations, which then leads me to think, is there also mold there? There's just mold is everywhere.
I think mold is just everywhere. It's a given. You assume that every place that you're in has mold.
Does mold cause, you said it causes hair loss?
Well, yeah. So it was the symptoms that resemble hormone imbalances. So hair loss, rashes, things like that.
And where did Bonnie spend her final time?
It's true.
At the B&B.
It's true.
Look, I mean,
Rest in peace.
if they were all exposed to mold too, doesn't that happen where like you can then transfer the mold to new locations because it's in your lungs?
You
Like-
become.
like
breathing
that's-
it out.
That's a
become the mold.
real rough Carly.
That's a Carly mold
health
fact. Oh, it's a mold fact now. Oh my goodness.
The Browns are kind of like mold, aren't they? They've,
Yeah.
Viral.
They're
It-
just
I think
holding
it's.
on.
I think it's more viral than bacterial. But
It's do you guys ever sit down and think about the fact that like this show is about to be on its 19th season? And honestly, what have we ever really gotten out of it? Other than a bunch of flashbacks to other nothingness.
I know we
It's like, and
finished it. We finished out our rewatch recently, so that was completed full circle.
Are you gonna
because
do
it
it again?
started in season 14, and then we wound up all the way in following the new stuff along the way too. So we got there. Took a while, but we made it. It's over 200 episodes of stuff that we had to go through, though. It took a minute.
it's so crazy that literally like why and what's wrong with all of do we all have mold poisoning? Because why do we keep watching? There's nothing here.
I think that's the piece. That's where it feels more viral to me. There is no cure. This is you cannot. There's no penicillin shot that's going to fix this.
You know what it is? It's that they never learn. They never
Yes.
evolve as people.
And
So-
Mary
You're right.
started to, and they were like, "Ugh, get that out of here. We don't want that." Because that's what we were watching season 13 again. We were like, what is going on? They're gaslighting the hell out of Mary that whole season because they're like, no, we know you, Mary. You're a real stick in the mud. You're a downer. When you say things are fine, it's not really fine. So we know what you mean. And it's like, no, she's changed and she's being
Don't you-
honest.
that was the start of her worthing up.
Probably.
That was the start of the process, I think, because she said she'd been working on this for, what, 6 years?
Years.
7 years to write an 8-page PDF. It took a minute.
I'm assuming you guys have checked out the Worthy Up website.
We
The
have.
website we are very familiar with.
Okay. I've built many a website in my day, and I could have whipped that website up in 2 to 3 minutes, I think.
Mhm. And everyone's still confused about what it is. So, I mean, the 7 years, I don't know what she spent
It's like
doing.
she took quotes off Pinterest, put it on there, and then was like, pay me $600 for a lifetime membership to Worthy Up. And that's it. It is the craziest website I've ever
Actually,
seen.
maybe she is the genius. Like, she doesn't even have to tell us what it is.
She's the most successful one. Yeah, so far it's been working.
It's got 20 members, and they're all just people who are in there for snark. Like, no one's an actual member.
Yes.
Caitlin's a member of Worthy Up.
I am.
Has it changed your life yet?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, no, I can't even get through a minute of it. It's so boring, and I don't understand what's happening.
Did you ever do the test to find out your animal?
Yeah, that's what they were doing in there.
You
The
didn't do it,
test to
though?
find out what kind of
Fascinating.
animal you are.
See,
Yeah.
Carly needs to do that because then we can add that to the Carly animal facts segments that we end up with too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them were two different animals, and then they were doing AI to put them together.
Could
Yes.
you
I mean-
be a wombat?
Fighting things.
Could you be a wombat? Was that one of the options?
I don't know. I
think
didn't
so.
get as far as
yeah,
the
Caitlin,
test.
here's the thing.
Maybe that's an
I think it
Caitlin
advantage.
was
has
just a
no
test you did
follow-through.
on your own. I think you just Googled animal, like what animal am I test.
She didn't even provide it.
No.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like Mary was giving out the animals.
No,
it was
I
like,
don't
go
think
to this
so.
website, it's free, and do the
Yeah.
test.
Do all the work yourself. Come back and
Yeah.
let us know.
Come back when you're done.
Exactly. And then write in your journal some more about why you're worthy.
Yes. Now, we also had someone go to the Worthy Up Symposium.
Yes, we saw TikToks from that, but yeah, we didn't experience it firsthand.
What's so interesting is when we talked to this person about it, they said, I still don't get it. I spent 4.5 hours at the symposium, and all it really was like, now sign up for Worthy Up. And once you sign
Which we
up,
still
you
don't
can
know what it
Worthy
is.
Up. It's she really is.
She's
just-
great at creating an MLM.
Yes.
That is, that's a culty type thing
Sign up,
to
get
do.
people
Where it's,
under you, and we're not going to tell you what it is.
yeah, well, and it's like you find out when it's like Scientology, where it's like, oh
Yes.
yeah, like you did your thetan levels. Wow, look at that. now money, please. Like, and then you find out more later. Sure. And it's
Worthy Up is the new Scientology.
Tell me all of your deepest, darkest secrets, and I promise I won't use them against you.
I probably won't because I mean, there's so many to choose from to talk about.
She bought a book of platitudes and then started Worthy Up.
Copy and paste.
Yes.
I think that was a lot of what was going on there.
You know what? We were actually just talking to Amy and Amanda at Little Miss Recap, and you guys are kind of doing the same thing, and it's really pissing me off because like no one's mentioning that she did go to a Tony Robbins convention.
She
And
did her
she has
research.
experience.
She did listen to Mel Robbins' podcast.
Mhm.
Qualifications, yes, are very
and
important.
now she's just regurgitated their info. So
Well, it's
she's
qualified.
qualified.
She's qualified, I believe.
Correct. Yes.
So I just put some respect on her name.
Yes, and we were thinking that, based on our years of experience just from, being sister wives historians basically at this point, we figured that we would just start something called Mediocre Down. So that's something that we're exploring now too. So we'll keep you posted on.
So
Okay.
I
Thanks for
love that because
too.
we started Worthy Down.
Oh,
Yeah, we
very
even have merch,
nice.
so-
I like that you guys are just going to kind of stay in the middle, and we're like, no, actually make yourself work.
Go lower.
Well, ours
Go
is like
even
it's
low.
so it's like insecurity, indecision, inaction. Where it's just you just kind of
that sounds right up my alley.
right there.
That,
Yeah.
Caitlyn might be a part of Mediocre Down.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
okay.
just always like, just settle, it's fine.
Me and Janelle.
Caitlyn is very Janelle. Or
Janelle
Caitlyn
should have started the side project.
Caitlin's
Yeah.
sun sign is definitely Janelle. I think even her rising and moon are both like she's got 3 Janelles in her house. Where unfortunately my
Janelle
sun
energy.
sign is McKelty, which is a hard pill to swallow.
That's
but,
tough.
you know,
Yeah.
I know. It's been very tough to realize that I am McKelty.
Let us know. Part of our Worthy Down program is you guys have to come up with your sun rising. Tell us when you're done with your sign.
Yes, please let us know your sign.
And then we'll create an AI of it or something.
We'll mix a couple family members together and see what
You can-
happens.
Yeah. You can journal it.
Because I want to be a son Logan, but it's never going to happen for me.
No.
I'm never going to be that.
You're not worthy enough.
See,
That's
you can't-
part of worthy.
You can't want that. Even that. It's too. It's like
It's too McKelty.
It's like having humility. Yeah, you can't say I'm so humble because then no. You don't have it now. You've lost it.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, that's true.
It's just it's one of those things. So yeah, we've become experts at this too now today from talking to you. So yeah, maybe we'll explore that a little bit more. But
Do you guys
You
notice?
can join for just
Because you refer to
$3.99.
yourself. You refer to yourself as Sister Wives historians. But like there has been times where we've recapped a lot of these shows, like so many episodes, and we watched it the first time. Corey, you didn't watch the first time through, right?
correct. Yeah, this was all new to me.
No, so we watched it live happening. Then we've gone back and recapped it.
and then
And
we'll still forget.
We
People will be
still
like,
forget stuff. Like it's
You
so
recapped that.
uneventful that you're like, oh God, it didn't stick. Like we will be able to recap it at least 3 times before we're like, it's really stuck. It's a great business model
yeah.
because we do forget things that we've said, but God, it really doesn't stick.
Yeah,
with
I
you.
think after we finish the rewatch, we'll go back.
We live for the mundane things.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Yes.
why we remember them.
They need to be, and
Okay.
yeah, I think that was where we were thriving because we came in at season 14, which was like bwomp bwomp, like it
Yeah.
was the bottom of the barrel at that point, and that was when we were like, we were doing work, we were coming up
Yeah.
with stuff, but because that was more entertaining than the show was.
Yes.
making
Oh,
up
yeah.
all the stuff that was going on
The
or
things that
reading
aren't
into it.
Said are the best.
Yes.
We literally, young Savannah to us has been, she is a madam who works in Vegas. She's got these girls working for her. Like she beats the shit out of like guys who don't pay the bills. Like she's a boss.
And she said like 3 words in the.
she said 3 words, and we have given her this whole persona through our rewatch. And it's so much more fun that way, you
Yeah.
know?
Agreed.
We've just created characters because they're not
There's
exciting
nothing
enough.
else happening.
Well, I
Yeah.
think we came up. Yeah, who was it? Baby Annabelle, the spirit
Annabelle
baby,
Brown.
Annabelle Brown. So that's kind of been our go-to for a while.
The
as well.
dark-haired spirit baby.
Dark-haired
Yeah.
spirit baby. And so, yeah, that was a good
Maybe
one.
they're getting a new house for Annabelle. They need a new room for her.
No, I think they want Awoa to stay home with her boyfriend when they get married.
Okay, you're right.
She's too scared to go out in the
They
world.
need a second primary bedroom.
Yes.
She has been pinning a lot of stuff about marriage.
On her Pinterest boards.
Mhm.
Guys, she has a boyfriend and we've been on his page.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to have
Yeah.
to send us some links after
Oh,
this.
yeah. Yeah.
We think we've nailed down who it is. Well, someone else did the work.
No,
and
yeah,
it-
no, we did not do any of the work. Somebody else went through, did the work, and was like, I'm pretty sure this is who it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No confirmation, of course. We
No,
just
but
like to
we
speculate.
just always believe whatever's put in front of us. We're easy like that. We don't do any fact checking. No.
Do we think that they're gonna do? Maybe Cody and Robin are saving their wedding for another season. I bet that they're hoping they can keep going if they have another
we're
wedding.
far enough in that I think now Cody and Robin could renew their vows.
That'd be a
Yes.
great storyline.
That was what we were getting the sense of for season 19. Maybe not 19, but
No, like 20.
20 probably, because this is 19 is going to be the turmoil between Cody and Robin. So that's going to be, oh my gosh, are they getting a divorce? Because clearly they're not. I mean, I
No,
think we
they're
can all
not.
agree.
But I will say it would fill my cup to see these two really actually fight. Like that would make me so happy.
But
to
you
just-
know it's all made up.
I
They are
know.
so happy together. They're
Yeah.
so glad they got rid of everybody else.
Can
They
you
would never.
imagine them fighting it out for all of those pieces of artwork? That's what I want to see.
Have you guys ever
They have to
seen
split
that?
it.
The
We're going to have to
picture
lawyer up,
of-
not worthy up. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the picture of the couple in the 90s who got divorced and they had to go in court and separate their Beanie Babies?
Yes.
Because that would be the artwork
That's them.
of Cody and Robin.
That's it.
She'd be like, I want everything with purple in it. And he's like, okay, fine.
That's all of it. That's everything.
Right.
Including your purple shirts. The button downs.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't agree to that. I want the upstairs piano. You can have the downstairs piano.
And when did the Browns become the freaking Partridge
Somebody
family?
counted like 7 guitars. I'm like, who else besides Aurora is playing a guitar?
The Plath family band, maybe? Is that what the next few seasons are going to be?
Oh,
Are they
I
gonna
That
start
would bring me
touring?
so much joy.
To get Awoa and Brianna singing again would bring me so much.
What do we think Cody's going to do?
Joy.
Guitar?
He played the spoons like
Who
Barry.
is it? Who is it that Cody, Sammy Hagar or whatever? Who does it Cody think he looks like?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
Sammy
yeah,
Hagar.
Yeah.
From what is he in?
Well, it would have been Van Halen.
Van Halen.
You could
Okay.
debate was it still Van Halen when Hagar joined? I don't know. It's it's a dividing point.
Okay.
Okay.
No
we
one
don't
else knows
know
what he's
anything
talking
about
about.
Van Halen, so
No.
Same.
we're like, oh, okay.
It's okay.
We'll all believe
It's
that
okay.
as fact.
Okay, good. Very good.
Yes.
They need to meet Lydia Plath.
Oh.
I was
That
gonna
would be
say,
a friendship.
I feel like the Browns, just with the number of musical instruments that they have in their house right now, I feel like they would still be able to put out an album before Mariah Plath. Still
What?
waiting.
How dare you? Because she is really close to finishing her album. She had 1 week she said, I only have one song for the album. And the next week she said, I'm about done with the album. And so I think
You don't need a long time to put together those lyrics.
she is honestly such a wordsmith. Like the way that, and it's so interesting. She has such a different kind of angle on music in the fact that Mariah, I'm sorry that we've gotten off Sister Wives, but this is important to talk about.
Very important.
Is she writes and then manages to sing words that really should not be a song. And
It's like a whole paragraph.
it's a whole paragraph. Like she's like, went to the circus and I got a snow cone and I was really sad and it made me kind of frown and I was really happy when I saw my brother walking and he was really kind of hot and I think my brother is sexy. And it's just like, wow. And does she breathe when she does it? Because it just keeps going. It's really honestly an art form.
I have a theory that she is very inspired by Taylor Swift.
Oh, I see that.
The spoken
Yeah.
word sort of approach to stream
No
of consciousness.
editing.
That
We don't
too.
go back and remove any words. They're
One
all
take.
important.
I
One
think
take.
that I think that she's probably dropping Easter eggs and no one's picking them up.
Mm.
She's like, you guys, my album's coming and
No,
I've been telling you
we
through
looked
Easter
at how
eggs."
many plays the song had, and it was like you're on a TV show, and I'm sure people went to listen to the song, and you only had like 500 plays.
It had more than Lydia.
Well,
yeah,
just because
she is better than Lydia.
Lydia dropped an album before Mariah, though, is what I keep coming back to. She put together a whole album before Mariah did. Mariah still has 3 singles. I'm waiting on the album. That's it.
She also lost some singles in the whole Spotify login debate situation. She did have a couple more singles, but then she lost them. They were gone forever.
Well.
No backup files.
That's fine. No. Forgot that password. There's no resetting it. Okay.
It's all right.
So let's shift back to, so for Sister Wives season 19, I know we were talking about that a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect from this season? And then follow-up question, what would surprise you the most in season 19, do you think?
Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a repeat because I just said this to the Little Miss Recap girlies, but there is a storyline brewing that I feel like would actually be one of the biggest storylines we've gotten from Sister Wives. And that is that Janelle Brown she's recently decided that she might change things up and she might get a second Stanley Cup. She has one so far. And she's thinking there's a design out there that's kind of caught her eye. And she's like, do I have 2 Stanleys? And I was like, that could spread across 6 episodes of Sister Wives just deciding, does she get the Stanley or does she not?
I think we need to send her one of these.
Yeah, you should send it.
It's got her boot lamp.
We're working on it.
Do you think she even realizes like that boot lamp that was funny? Like, or do you think she would have no recollection?
Someone did a cameo with it.
Yes,
it
was for Jodie and Amanda on We Love to Hate Everything. So yeah, there was.
So she does remember.
She knows it's iconic now.
She knows it's iconic. Yeah, she knows that there is so much respect and love and admiration for the boot lamps that she had to immediately respond to their cameo request when they asked if they could see the boot lamp. And she had mentioned that it was somewhere in storage. She doesn't have access to it.
Of course,
right now. Of course it is.
It's in the storage unit.
Of course she didn't get rid of it.
Oh, no, that too. Never.
Do you guys love Janelle Brown's cameos and how she literally is like, happy birthday.
Hope you have a great day. Happy birthday.
And it's like 3 seconds later it's over and you're like, I'm so glad someone paid $80 for this.
We're talking about Mariah Plath being a one-take queen. Janelle is the one-take queen, okay? She hits
really
record. She hits record. She takes a photo. It's going up as is. No editing, no filtering, no touch-ups, no second thoughts.
Right after the fight with Cody, when she filmed her own confessional, it was like up her nose. I was like, girl, please move it back.
In all her cameos, you can tell she just like stands like against a blank wall in her apartment, and she's like, "This is good, right?" Like she doesn't even open a window to get good light.
No, she's
right up in her mouth.
When you're as hot as Janelle, it's fine. Just leave it as is. You know,
she's still on like Instagram in like 2011. That's her speed still. Yeah. Maybe a filter on something.
A mom on Instagram in 2011. I would add that as a little caveat to that description.
I guarantee you Janelle has Janelle's always calling
she's like,
her
Savannah,
kids.
How do you
Yes. Savannah,
how do I put font on this reel?
And she's probably also someone like she falls for like those, those messages that are like, hey, you just won $1 million. And she was like, but the reason she doesn't get caught up in it is because it's too many steps. But she's like, God,
when they're like, you have to go get a cashier's check. She's like,
she's like, oh, cashier's check. I got to get out. No, I'm good.
There's a fee for that. I'm probably not going to go to the bank for that.
Yeah.
She's like, I have so many people wanting to be my sugar daddy. In my DMs. It's weird.
Poor Janelle. What are you, besides the Stanley, which
queen,
I think will be the highlight of the season, what other things are you guys hoping to see in season 19?
I'm excited about Janelle threatening to lawyer up against Cody for the land.
I like that it's a surprise. What's the opposite of a rivalry? What do we call that? It's like a truce between Janelle and Mary.
We'll see if there's one. I don't know that she was very convinced by that conversation. It seemed like there was in the trailer.
Yeah, well, I think there's a hesitation there because there's history. So, I think, but just seeing that conversation where it seemed like it was a conversation between Janelle and Mary talking about the land and maybe we should lawyer up. And it was like, oh yeah.
Are they ready to take that step and be co-plaintiffs? I don't know.
That's a big step in a relationship for people who can't even make eye contact in the same cul-de-sac for a few years.
Yeah, when they take their trash out.
I hope that they get therapist Nancy on it, because she's definitely going to help with that. But like, I feel like Mary would go to Cody. Because we are under the impression that Mary's still madly in love with Cody.
Oh.
And I think that she would go to Cody, and I think that she'd be like, okay, I'm going to go on with Janelle because I'm going to tell you everything she's saying. Okay. And maybe I could
She's
get
a
back in your
mole.
good graces.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And because we know one of the descriptions for the new episodes is that like Mary's trying to get their like divorce finalized through the church. And we're like, she's totally being like, Cody, it's not over yet. We can still save this. They haven't ruled that.
I never let Amos get inside me, so I'm not divorced.
According to Robin, I'm still married to you.
And the church isn't letting it go.
The church just won't call her back.
Well, the
That's
church fell
problem.
apart. There is no church to release it anymore. So she's like, I'm trying to get in contact with somebody.
Nobody
That's what
calls
I was
Mary back.
confused
Yeah.
about. It was like, first of all,
Whose
weren't
church?
they excommunicated, and then they don't even have a church? They didn't even know what they belonged to. So who is she calling?
It's her last ditch effort to be like, it's Cody. We're still legally married.
See, I feel like that was
Spiritually married.
it was from Mary's spite, though. Like that's where we usually lean, is where Mary does everything out of spite, because the same reason why she wanted to be the last set of eyes that Cody looks into before he shakes off his mortal coil and moves on to the celestial kingdom. That was, she was going to be there till the end. Like that was the promise that was made.
No, here's the thing. He gets to his celestial kingdom, and there to greet him is fucking Mary. She's like, hey,
First
Cody.
one out.
Well, and
I'm still here.
Well, I think that was going to be the other part too, is I've heard rumblings about how in their religion, if Mary leaves, because Christine says that they're divorced, and so if Mary officially does, then that drops him down where he wouldn't achieve planetary status for an
Because
afterlife.
you have to have 3.
Because you have to have 3 to at least be like qualified for planet status. So I think that was her way of like one more dig out the door.
You don't
Corey,
get to be there.
as monogamous men, what do we get in the celestial kingdom?
As monogamous men?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Peace and
Nothing.
quiet.
Well, that was Carly that said that. That wasn't Corey. Just so everyone's aware.
I feel like we're not getting much. You know, if you have to have 3 wives, it's like, what does one wife get you?
Oh man. I
You're
feel
just
like
getting past the gates. That's it.
yeah,
Ugh.
you're getting in. Do you get a shot at like reincarnation then? Would that be an option? Because there is
Yeah.
at least some sort of
I don't
self.
even know why I don't know why I'm asking this, because I have never let up on the Cassia eye situation, Nathan's eye situation. Like I know I'm going to hell. I don't know why I thought like I might end
You're
up.
definitely not getting a planet.
No, we have said some of the worst things possible. So I'm not getting a planet. I'm not getting near a planet.
You're not even getting through the gates.
No, I'm not even getting to the gates. You know, like Neverland Ranch is like where I'm going. Those are the gates I'm going to get through.
Go into the good place.
The good place.
Yeah, Michael will be there to welcome me.
Yeah, season 1, good place. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think the only other episode description that I had that I wanted to touch on briefly, because this was a riot in our Discord the other day, was for episode 3.
Mhm.
The tail end of that description mentions that at a game night with Robin and their kids, Cody reflects on his 3 failed marriages. What game would you be playing that would make you think about and reflect on your 3 failed marriages? What do you think they were playing?
Monopoly. He's like, they took all my assets.
That is true.
Out of cash.
But are neither of you competitive people?
I'm not.
Carly.
Well, first of all,
claims-
games, I can't sit through the rules long enough to care.
Yeah, Carly
Okay.
doesn't really participate. She'll.
So the only times that we've been near divorce is usually if we're playing a game, because I'm very competitive and I am like, and my favorite part of the game is not even winning. I love just like talking shit to people and like getting in people's head and telling them that they suck at the job and stuff. And I've been known to say some awful things during a game. So it doesn't matter the game for me. I could be playing with small children. I could be playing with adults. I'm usually going to get heated to a point where those conversations may come up.
Well, I'm glad we missed out on game night. I think that was one of our original crossovers that we were talking about too. So glad that fell through.
I was so stressed that we were going to lose trivia night with all the different podcasters. And I was like, because we had our mods in charge of it. And I was like, just maybe like show me some of the questions. Like, we're not showing you anything. And I'm like, I don't care if I'm cheating as long as I'm winning. It doesn't matter. Like, I have no moral compass when it comes to that.
I just think this is so Cody to be like, we're having fun. We're having a family game night. I'm going to bring it down. Like,
drop the mood a little bit.
Yeah. Like, why? Fun game night, kids.
Yeah. Well, must be terrible to live with.
Oh, yeah. It's not good.
What games were you guys thinking?
Oh, so I think, there were a couple that came up. Some folks were saying that maybe it was Uno because he drew 4 wives and then he was down to 1. He left with 1.
Mm-hmm.
Life was a good one, but
see how that could be triggering.
See, Carly, how would they get a flat tire on that little plastic car, though? That's going to be difficult.
Yes.
You're right.
And then I think my theory was maybe they were playing Trouble because I know they definitely weren't playing Sorry because Cody can't say sorry.
No. Yes.
No. He doesn't even have that game in his house.
No, it's too close.
Well, no, he does, but other people play it to him. Put some sorry on my name. But no, he's not apologizing. Absolutely not.
Never.
Are you looking forward to getting to see Mykelti give birth to the twins?
Well, it's a C-section, thankfully.
Yeah, so we're not going to see
have to go through the full
everything.
birth again.
We're not going to be in there. But honestly, like, one of my highlights was watching not just her give birth to Toyota Avalon, but to see Tony just really there, ready with his Wendy's, ready to go. Just like, I am your support person, okay? And I am here for you. I thought that was beautiful.
Got the spicy nugs ready to go.
Mm-hmm. A Frosty.
Maybe
was
we
like,
wipe those hands off before we get
think
involved
missed
in anything
an
else.
opportunity as having a baby this year. We didn't get Wendy's.
Well, it's like, I'm sorry, but like, we see Lisa Barlow from Real Housewives of Salt Lake. She's getting a Wendy's ad. I'm like, really? No one reached out to Tony and Mykelti and we're like, this was your first meal as parents? And then we cut to Tony just like sitting on the toilet, like downing that Frosty, just like, oh, that was a lot. Oh God, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I'm glad we have to be in OR this time and we can't all be there.
Thank God.
Scrub it in for that Frosty.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it's going to be an awkward conversation between Christine and Robin based on the episode description too. So that'll be good. I don't know what that conversation is going to be like in the waiting room.
I can't wait. I'm really excited for David and Cody to meet.
Oh yeah,
I've
that'll
been
be a good
waiting
one.
a long time for that.
I'm excited.
Even though I think it will be like they won't really interact at all.
I think that's the first episode. I think that's at the baby sprinkle, but I don't like that they keep calling it a sprinkle. I can't get down with it. Baby shower? Sure. Maybe I can call it a spritzer.
A golden shower could be
a baby spritzer.
I can get down with a spritzer. Yeah, maybe we can change it. I don't know.
Sprinkle is a tough one to
Sprinkles
down.
It's too much.
Mykelti would have a baby sprinkle.
There are 2 babies.
And again,
it's a full-on shower.
You can't sprinkle with 2. Come on, it's twins. That's a full-on shower at that point. Just based on precipitation.
It's very fitting. Mykelti's like another opportunity for people to be forced to have to pay attention to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
first episode too. Like she's like, oh yeah, all about me again.
Front and center.
I got the opening scene of them cutting me open. Oh no, that's later.
She's like, honestly, I allow cameras in the OR.
Mykelti does not say no to screen time, which again, I would do the same. Would I, like how you guys haven't like come out to people. I couldn't imagine because it's just like, oh, I want you to look at me. Sadly,
just
and it's
jumping in front
so
of the
true.
camera.
People are like, you guys say such mean things about them. I'm like, I can say it because I'm saying it about myself. I hate in Mykelti what I am. And so therefore I'm not even being mean. I'm just speaking truths, I feel like as excited as you are for David and Cody to meet, I'm excited to see David and Christine. Just like that first interaction where you know she's gonna be wearing her fuck me boots.
Oh yeah.
You know that she's gonna be like so horned up and
well,
like
we've already
and
seen them make out a million times, so get ready for more.
so
The
uncomfortable.
whole
She can't wait to
season
make out.
Entire
Mhm.
season.
is just going to be them
She's gonna have
plowing.
hickeys all over her neck.
All
They're
the
gonna drive
confessionals.
out in this truck and make out because she never got to do that with Cody.
Well, that's what, I forgot to ask you about that too, Ace. Since you do have the Lexus, we had a theory that during part of the Vegas move, when they landed in the big rental that they were all sharing,
Yes.
that maybe Saul's conception date landed with that. So there was a possibility that perhaps Saul was conceived in the Lexus. Did you ever run a blacklight over that?
So we did. We do a black.
We did
a blacklight
blacklight
tour.
test. We did a whole tour of it, and oddly enough, not many signs of semen except for on the roof, which then leads me down the question of like, does Cody have like a lift up? Is there a curve there? Because how are you? Speaking from my own personal experience, mine would not go to the roof. So I thought that's impressive. You
It's-
learn something new every day.
Very interesting because we know that they like to really be on top of the car. We saw, the famous
Yes.
picture of the two of them. So maybe they've made their way.
I think they were
onto-
doing things outside of the car, on
Yeah.
top of it instead of inside of it.
Are there
But yeah.
any spots in the paint or the finish on the hood that are like butt cheek shaped that are kind of coming up in the normal wear and tear?
No, we haven't seen butt cheek shapes, but there was, oddly enough, in the back seat seemed like someone had really splooged. And I don't know if you guys are even aware of how small the back seat is, because you cannot
You can't even put your legs down, at all.
we put our dog back there and he was like, dude, I'm
he's
squished. Like I
small.
can't, he's a small dog. And he was like, I can't, I'm uncomfortable. I don't know how children were supposed to fit back there.
I don't know how the older girls rode 5 hours down to St. George back there because you had to sit crisscross applesauce and be squeezed up.
Maybe they sat sideways, legs out.
They had to put their legs on top of each other, I guess.
Yeah, because Maddie
It's so
was.
small.
I think it was Maddie and Aspen who were crammed in the back there, usually
Yeah,
to go down
they
to
were,
babysit Robin's kids.
in the floorboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only did they have to squish, then they had to get there and be their nannies for free.
Mhm.
While Cody and Robin went and got chimichangas and hot chocolate.
What a pairing.
Have you ever thought of more diarrhea in your life than a chimichanga and a hot chocolate?
Maybe it was the mold. I don't know. I'm just
Did it
always
saying,
change
comes
their
back to the
taste buds?
mold.
coming right back to the mold. And it did change the taste buds too. Yeah, that's the other part.
No one in their right mind would order that combo.
Oh my God.
The
Yeah.
brain fog got to her.
Yeah. So I really, I have to remind myself so many times though that we've been here before. We've had great trailers before, and we've had the seasons that we've come to know and hate. And so yes, we have another good trailer, but is it really going to be any different?
Don't get hyped up too fast.
I agree in that everyone got really excited thinking we're gonna fast forward a little bit more through the timeline. And right off the bat, we're right back where we left off. We haven't even gotten to Logan's wedding yet.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be so far behind.
We're probably going
They
to
can't
see,
fast forward. They're not gonna waste all the footage that they've spent hours to.
We've all seen Christine and Dave. Even TLC is yeah, you guys need to hurry up because we already showed you Christine's wedding. We showed you all that. Now we're gonna go back and show you how they very first met. God, give me a break.
It was the best opportunity that they've ever had in the series to say, if we were going to skip ahead,
Yes.
now's
We should do it now.
probably the time to do it because we just aired something that was already ahead. So why wouldn't we just go ahead and catch up? And then we can fill in the blanks going back there too. Because McKelty and Tony had the twins at Christine and David's wedding. And it was like, oh, hello.
We could just. They love a flashback. We could just do a quick flashback of them having the twins at the hospital.
The
and then
twins
jump
are
back.
getting ready to start high school. And it's we're just now having them born.
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
They need to start editing this like Real Housewives, where sometimes you miss something that happened, and then they'll give
Mhm.
you the little, here's the flashback of the 30 seconds of the conversation that you actually
Yes.
need to know.
But you didn't have to watch an entire 10-minute scene of them going to this restaurant and having an otherwise very unmeaningful conversation. You just get the
Carly,
good bit.
did I just hear, are you a Real Housewives, Carly?
I am, but specific franchises.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what?
New Jersey and Salt Lake City. And then we
Oh,
just
the
started
best.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is Housewives adjacent.
Which we
Yes.
thought was going to be a documentary series. It was very much pitched as like an expose sort of documentary.
We clearly didn't
docu-
watch the trailer.
I did watch the trailer, and that's where I was so confused because everything on the marketing was about this being like
What
a
happened
whole-
on TikTok?
Yeah, what
About the swinging, and it's not even
Yes.
about the
The
swinging
Let
at
me
scandal.
tell you
None of
something.
that.
I was just telling this to Kate Casey, and I was like, listen, because she's like, I think it's awful. And I'm like, no. You have to get the swinging out of your mind because we're never going there and we're never getting it. But then in the first,
And I kept saying, like, who else was swinging? Like, I had to Google it, and I'm like, oh, no one else. Like, these girls aren't even part of that. I don't know why we're all here.
once you get through that realization, and once you get through the fact that like some of these girls are a little too aware of the camera, it's a great, like episode 1 we watched, and I was like,
We were complaining
no,
and saying
I'm
it's
not
Yes.
watching
boring,
it.
and then we got
Yes.
sucked in.
The
And then
first
episode
2
3, I was
episodes.
I would say the first 2 were rough, and it's exactly that because I was expecting something completely different, and then
Yes.
this felt like something too where it was like they shot a pilot, and then they came back and they were like, "Oh, by the way, it got picked up. Here we go. We're gonna do this," because there was an 11-month gap between the first episode and the second
Hold
episode.
on. Just want to point out, relevant. See how they did that, TLC?
Right? You can jump forward.
Yep. We can jump
We
ahead
don't
when
know
there's
what
nothing
happened
interesting.
in that 11 months.
Nope.
And we don't care. We don't care.
We don't need it.
But watching the first 2 episodes, it felt like I watched 2 episode 1s back to back for different
Yes.
shows, and then it was like, oh, okay, so it got
now
better.
it's fascinating.
It's gotten better
Yeah.
as we've worked our
I
way
know,
through.
We
We
were
are legit,
deep into
like-
it, like late at night. We're like,
Yes.
we can't stop now. Now it's getting good.
Yeah.
Now this is like
I'm
Real
like, can we
Housewives,
hurry and
but
put the kids to bed because I really want to watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, you know? And it's just, I love women fighting. It doesn't matter about what, it just brings me joy. To see them address Whitney's RSV dance was chef's
Wow.
kiss, because I've been waiting for that moment. That's been my Roman Empire. Like, I think about that at least 6 times a day. Just standing there, dancing next to your child who can't breathe, explaining what happened to him, and just
But that was on a good day. He
I
was
was
having
just
a good
trying
day.
to be positive.
Yeah, he was having
Right.
a good day, Ace. You need to be
we
sensitive to
understand,
that.
Whitney. We get it, Whitney. It is, honestly, though, it is a good show. I
it
wasn't,
turned around. It definitely
Yes.
turned a corner. I was about to quit, and then it picked up. It's like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, like more unhinged version.
A lot more soda
dumber
somehow.
Way more soda.
Yeah.
And yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Way
calling
more
it it was real influencers of Salt Lake City because it was just
yeah.
they're trying to go with that Real Housewives format, but it's not.
And do you
with-
guys not find it so weird that like they keep talking about mom talk? Like it reminds me of like Babysitter's Club. Like they're like, oh, we need to work on mom talk. Like we've not been like focused on mom talk. And like I'm worried about where mom talk's going. I'm like, it feels like Babysitter's Club fell apart and we're trying to like get it back together, but the girls can't decide who's gonna go on what job, and it's just a lot of stress.
Is
trying
there
to figure out
another
mom talk.
business that feels familiar to that too? It has a little bit of Worthy Up energy to it then too, because we're just kind of referencing this sort of
What is it? We're not sure
what is
anymore.
it?
Yeah, we're
What
not
is
sure.
mom talk? I don't know.
Yeah.
They are
Sign up.
acting too like no one else on TikTok can just type in hashtag mom talk.
Like they have the trademark licensing for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And it is very like they think that they're like they keep acting like it's bigger than it is. Like they're changing the mold because of mom talk, and I'm like, it's dance videos. Like,
And also,
That's old. Yeah,
I've
that's old
spent
talk.
many
TikTok.
a time on TikTok. I've never seen any of these people.
No.
Just same way with those sisters, the Charlie D'Amelio or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They're apparently the
Oh.
number one TikTokers, and I'm like, I
Never
see a
come
lot of
across
TikToks
them?
and I've never seen them before.
When you said those sisters and you said D'Amelio, who did I think of?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought of the Silva sisters.
Okay.
I thought you were
Darcy and
talking Darcy and
Stacey.
Stace.
My mind went to
Oh.
Amy and Tammy of 1,000 Pound Sisters.
That's a
Speaking
different.
of a scandal.
Those
Well.
are sisters.
Goodness. Poor Amy. Try to be a massage, Amy. Oh. I
We
am
just
so
randomly
sad.
yell that to each other.
Often.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I might, like, people did say that you can have tics with ADHD and I don't have Tourette's, but they're like, I don't know what, like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I was like, try to be a massage, Amy. And just like,
Can't stop.
It's called echolalia.
Yeah,
Oh.
Corey knows
It's
all
like
about that.
yeah. I live with this as well. It's a specific type of echolalia where you have to repeat or impersonate sounds, and
Do you get it from mold exposure?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's just anher flavor of ADHD.
Okay.
Neuro-
glad you diagnosed
neurodivergent.
yourself.
Yeah, neurodivergency.
Oh boy.
Well, I'll send you the bill for the diagnosis here after we wrap up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, but yeah, I think this was wonderful chatting with you.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming on the show. Glad we were able to finally get around to doing
Finally.
this. This is
You know,
great.
Thank you for having us. And
Thank you for having us. But even bigger than that, I feel like I should tell you guys, like, you are what inspired us to do Sister Wives recaps. Because like I would listen and I was like dying laughing, and Kate, like, what are you listening to? I'm like, they recap Sister Wives, and like, you know, as people who literally, our formative years happened with Sister Wives, and so like, and we know nothing happens on this show. And then to see that there's two people out there who are like taking a fine-tooth comb to this bullshit, I was like, oh my God, these people are speaking my language. And so you guys totally inspired me. Katelyn didn't want to do it. Katelyn thought this idea was so stupid. But
No, I didn't think I don't think
no.
I was like, I'm not gonna be on a
Katelyn's like,
mic.
that sounds like the worst idea to have to sit on a mic and talk about this shit. And I was like, but please. So you inspired me, and then I peer pressured her into doing it.
I love that that's our legacy.
This is great. Yeah, this means a lot.
We
And there
always say,
are-
we're like, kids, this is gonna be yours someday.
Yeah.
you better get ready. You're
got-
gonna watch Sister Wives a
I
lot in
know,
your
that's-
lifetime.
That's what we keep telling Maisie. She's our dog, so she helps us record every episode. She's always flopped in her bed over there. That's what we tell her every time we come
Like,
down
this is-
here. We gotta go record. Come on, you gotta
We did the
produce
same
this.
thing. We have to bring our dog in here, otherwise he wants to be scratch at the door.
Yeah.
So he loves it too.
But for real, I really do thank you guys, because it's been such a fun experience as a husband and wife to get to do. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. Like, it's
And who knew Sister Wives had so many watchers that, like, I mean, we were like, nobody is going to listen because nobody even watches the show.
Same thing.
Well, yeah,
We were just trying to make each other laugh at first because we were like, no one's going to listen to this.
that's always been the goal. Yeah, is to
That's what
entertain.
he's like, we'll probably have like 7 listeners. I'm like, okay, then I'll do it if no one's going to
yeah.
listen.
Katelyn's the draw-in was that she's like, no one's gonna listen, so sure,
Yeah.
I'll do it. And she's like, but you can't promote
And he
it
was like,
anywhere.
it's going to be the last season anyways, because like
Right.
there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
And little did we know everyone was going to leave.
Well, it's
So-
nice to know that Sister Wives did kind of forge a couple of marriages throughout as
It
far
did.
as its lifetime here.
It's
because,
brought
yeah.
us closer, even though
Yeah.
it's torn them apart.
Right. So, well done, I suppose, Brown
We're
family.
like, their hard times have gotten us through our hard times making fun of them.
Yeah.
That is so. I mean, we have had a really rough like past year, and it's like getting to just see other people's lives and make fun of it really does bring you up, you know?
Especially the rewatch. I mean, like, there's
Oh, yeah.
nothing better than watching the Browns go on a road trip and get a flat tire and be like 7 hours late to their start. Like, it
To
can
watch
turn your
Cody
bad day
say, like,
around
oh, I love listening to that car tick.
and then have it break down.
Like, I'm not a handy guy, but even I knew that's probably not a good sign. And-
Is that when he rode his motorcycle to the repair shop the next day and they were like, yeah, it's shot. This thing is
it was
done.
Yes, it was when they were literally like 30 minutes away from home. They're like, I guess we should get a hotel. I'm like, oh my God.
Can't
just-
turn back now.
Go home. Try again tomorrow.
We can't unpack this car.
I have been in that position though, where I've had a moving truck that we have fully loaded, and then I drove it to, we were going to stay at a hotel and then drive all day the next day.
This was our karma for making fun of their moves.
Be careful. Yeah, because we ripped on the Browns for their moves, and we had the move from hell for it. But yeah, we fully loaded the truck, which was leaking because it was raining that day. So I had to like patch that up before we even started putting boxes in there. And then we parked it at the hotel. While I was driving it to the hotel, though, check engine light came on. Technically, if you're driving a rental truck and the check engine light comes on, you are supposed to let the rental company know that, because then they can address this. Because if something happens with the truck, then you're in big trouble. But I looked at the light and I kept driving to the hotel, and I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody about this. Nobody is going to know about
We're
this.
not unpacking
I'm
this.
not unpacking this truck, because if they're going to bring another truck out here, I'm not unpacking the entire truck that we did and moving it to this truck. So
You're like, this is not my car. I do not care.
this is it. Yeah, this
Keep
is it.
driving.
Also, I mean,
Forge ahead.
look at the Lexus has like so many Christmas lights on.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, whatever.
It's
It is
like
what
Christine,
it
you know, she's like, it's so pretty.
It should be okay.
I love it when the lights come on. Feels homey.
I'm trying to collect more lights, actually. But the thing is we know though that we are Browns. Like we know that but we don't have Cody's level of confidence, and that's what makes him so great to watch. Is like he thinks he's great at it.
Mhm.
We know we're dumbasses.
Yeah. We know
fine
we're
with
planning
that.
to leave at 8:00 just like them, and we will also leave at 3 p.m. like they would do. Like
Yeah.
we are the Browns.
and we love to.
That's why
hate
it
him.
brings us so much joy.
It just feels like there's people out there doing it worse than us.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
It's comforting.
It's always a confidence booster.
It's good.
Yes.
It is.
Awesome. Well, Ace and Katelyn, yeah, let us know where, I'm sure if anybody's listening to this podcast, they know about your podcast too. But please let us know where is the best place to find you guys as far as your content would go.
Well, you got to start with the main feed because we're much more tame there. So Sister Wives Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided. If you find yourself offended there, just stay there or just stop there. Like, don't keep going, because it only, like, when you get to Patreon, it's honestly, and I see exit reviews from people that are like, I should have known, you warned us. And I was like, yeah, no, it's a lot.
There's no filter there.
It's a lot worse. And so we will be back the Monday after Sister Wives premieres on the public feed, and you can find us there. And but we always ask people, we are never looking for constructive feedback. We're only wanting you to compliment us. 5 stars only. Tell us you love us. If you have a problem,
If you don't love us, look at yourself, or whatever Cody said.
It's your
fault. Problem if you don't like us.
yes, it's your fault that we don't love you. Okay. So just leave us alone. We're not in a space for that. I've gotten medicated, but I'm not that great that I can take constructive feedback. And I'm a hypocrite. I talk so much shit about people, but don't ever talk it about me. You know?
Oh, same.
That's just how I live life. Yeah.
I had one bad review, and I'm like, I don't think we can do
This
this
is it?
anymore.
We're quitting. We know that feeling.
Oh, well, yeah. I've been there many a times. People are just people are just mean, and I am mean, but don't be mean to me. Like, because here's the thing though.
We didn't sign up for a TV show.
My hope, we signed up for a
Right.
podcast.
Yeah.
My hope in life is that, like, I don't ever want the Browns to hear anything I say. The difference is I'm going to look at the reviews. So I'm reading them. I don't want them to know what we say about them. Say everything you want about me behind my back. That's fine.
Where we'll never see
Where
it.
we'll never see it. Talk all the shit that you want. We can get off of here and you guys can be like, God, they were so fucking annoying. I hate them. And at least to our faces, you're here and you're smiling. And that's what I appreciate. Just be fake. Everyone needs to be more fake in life.
Same with, like, our absolute nightmare would be for them to listen to our podcast.
Yeah, no.
thank
We don't
you.
want them. No, thanks. We don't want to hurt their feelings. Like, we just want to laugh at them, their family.
It's different.
We all have
We're
a-
genuinely nice people outside of this podcast. So, like, we know we don't want it to get back to them.
Yeah. So thank you guys so like it's so fun to finally get to do this with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Thank you for having us.
yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for
thanks for
having
coming
us.
on.
And it's so cool to, like, it's just crazy because like a couple of years ago, like I was just listening to you guys. I'm like, oh my God, they're so funny. And then, I convinced my wife to do this too. And it's cool to get to be here now with you guys. So thank you.
I don't know how to take compliments, so I'll just say thank you. Thank you for that.
It's like signing off now.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.